Keither and Teresa Folaron. Ms. Keither?
Good evening, Deb Keither, K-U-E-T-H-E-R. I have a lot of the same sentiments that I just said a moment ago when I spoke on the other language regarding these policies further limit public access instead of expanding it. If you do not, in 1.18, if you do not define what constitutes confidential, you guys are going to slap confidential on everything, okay? We already know that's going to happen. It's already happening right now with the word privilege and claims of attorney-client work product constantly, which does not allow the public to access information that they're rightfully supposed to have access for. And there is hundreds of thousands of dollars misspent blocking the public from records that this district has shielded by the use of attorney-client privilege when it is not appropriate. And I can only guess what's going to happen when you turn on the word confidential and open that up to be slapped on everything. At minimal, you must define what constitutes confidential so that there is an understanding between the people that want to request information and those who hold it back. When is it appropriate? When is it being abused? You must define those things in advance. You just said you were standardizing protocol. Standardize the definitions. Get those on the record in advance. Once again, with these actions, you are making yourself comparable to a private business. And right now, one of the only things you have going for you is the fact that you're public and that you are subject to democratic scrutiny. You take that away, you might as well become a private charter. So the choice is yours. You're gonna create the situation and it's gonna turn out the way that it's gonna turn out. But you must allow the public access to your records. The public funds every part of this district, and it is not fair to deny them access through these restricting policies. You've done it now with recordings that are from this building. Those are subject to public requests. Thank you.
Ms. Folaron, would you? Okay, thank you.
Good evening. My name is Teresa Folaron, and I am speaking about my concerns on the proposed change to Board Rule 1.18. The proposed change reads, any privileged or confidential information held by the board that has been requested from district staff in the course of their work shall be reviewed for possible release by the board, by the city attorney, and or retained counsel. On the surface, this appears to be an attempt to undermine MPS employees who are tasked with conducting internal investigations regarding MPS and board activities. The Office of Accountability and Efficiency, highlight the word accountability in that one, audit services, the Employer Rights Administration Department, board governance, all play a role in investigations. The rule uses the language of shall, or in legal terms, MPS will now be obliged to have all privileged or confidential information held by the board reviewed by the city attorney prior to such information being released. And on the surface, it looks like an employee or other seeking such information would have greater access to said information through open records and writs of mandamus. For example, information that is withheld simply because it can open up the district to litigation is not enough to withhold said information. And just because your attorney is present in the building or even in the room doesn't make a closed session non-disclosable during discovery. So one of the common themes among failed businesses is their attempt to add more rules instead of auditing the ability of employees to understand and adhere to rules already in place. Last time I checked, the city attorney's office, legally represents MPS, is already overtaxed and understaffed. In the end, something like 93% of all hidden information will come to light. What this rule suggests is that the board prioritizes self-protection over the health of the institution and the families it serves. Laws, policies, they already exist. I suggest a review of the following terms: shall, statutory sequence, privilege, confidentiality, enforcement actions, and please revisit the word shall prior to approving this change. Thank you.
Thank you. Do committee members wish to make comments or ask